Well, the ACC, the Clemson Tigers are making some noise. Number 4 ranked class, according to Scouts Inc., behind Florida, Miami, and Georgia, and just ahead of Ohio State, the national finalist after losing the championship game to LSU. We're joined now by Tommy Bowden, the head coach at Clemson. Coach, you have the number 1 ranked player overall in the ESPN 150 in Daquan Bowers, outstanding defensive end who blows up quarterbacks and running backs. He is something to watch. How would you best describe his ability?
Well, you know, he played some tailback in high school. He's just real athletic. Right now he's probably going about 6'5", 270. He's been on our weight program a little bit, but just a very athletic a guy that could play probably tight end, inside defensive tackle, defensive end, probably a little tight end. You know, several things.
Daquan Bowers, very versatile player. Do you see him being a defensive end on that side of the ball? You talked about his prowess as a running back, more than 1,000 yards running, and could possibly be a tight end for you. Where do you think he ends up? Which side of the ball?
Oh, it's going to be defense. Now, if you talk to him later, he might want to play tailback or tight end. But no, he'll be a defensive position somewhere. We'll just go through spring ball and see where he plugs in the best. We've got a lot of defensive players coming back, but yeah, he'll be a good addition.
Coach, throughout our broadcast today, we will hear from Daquan Bowers, the number 1 ranked player in the ESPN 150. Well, very good class. Number 4 right now overall, Coach Bowden, according to Scouts Inc. How would you best evaluate the class from top to bottom right now?
Well, I think we filled out some needs at all positions. We're really not top heavy at any position as far as, you know, signing multiple linemen or multiple receivers or multiple defensive backs. I think we got a little bit of something, a little bit of everything, including kickers. You know, we had a pretty productive year as far as signing kickers. But quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs, offensive line, defensive guys, I think from top to bottom, our most complete group, looking at every position.
All right, Coach, we're watching Kyle Parker right now, 6 foot, 188-pound quarterback from Jacksonville, Florida, who was so impressive this year in Orlando at the Under Armour High School All-America game. Now, Willie Korn is a quarterback who will be competing certainly this year, along with Cullen Harper, your starter from last season, who played so well in that Chick-fil-A Bowl and had a really good second half of your 2007 season. A player like the quarterback we just saw in Kyle Parker, what kind of role can he have this fall for you?
Well, you know, we signed 2 guys, Kyle Parker and John Rick, Coach Rick's son at Georgia. But Kyle's a guy, you know, if you look at Missouri and Kansas, had a lot of productivity with quarterbacks right around 6 foot, a little bit over, a little bit under. And we think Kyle has similar ability, great escapability, really mobile, strong, accurate arm. But his dad's got a pro background, has done a good job with him, and we think he's going to be a good player for us.
Coach Bowden, as the day has progressed, we've seen players decommit, go to other schools. One of those is the big tight end, Dwayne Allen, who had one commitment to a different school and ends up at Clemson. How does that affect your recruiting class this year?
Well, you know, we signed 1 tight end last year and had signed none this year. And we're a multiple tight end offense. But we just think Dwayne will be a good addition for us and have an opportunity to play early. Comes from a real good program, well coached, and looking forward to getting him in here next fall.
Players like Daquan Bowers and Parker, Tariq Rollins, your linebacker, are getting on campus early. They're already there taking second semester classes, getting themselves acclimated and set for the upcoming spring ball season. How much does that help those recruits to be on campus early?
You know, we had 5 last year, got 6 this year, and we really don't encourage or discourage them to come. They kind of sit down with their families and make the decision. But we've had real good productivity of guys coming in early, playing early. So I think it's a definite benefit if it's something that they want to do and feel comfortable doing with their family.
Coach Tommy Bowden at Clemson, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Enjoy your show.
Thank you, Coach. So, Craig Hopper, you talk about a tremendous recruiting class, number 4 right now, according to Scouts Inc. And a lot of stability, too, with Coach Bowden. He just signed a new contract extension. He'll be there for a while. We know about Michigan and West Virginia with Rich Rodriguez and the changes. It's hard to pick up when you have a brand-new coach with a new situation. At Clemson, Tommy Bowden is the man for some years to come.
Yeah, he's the man, and he's proving right now with this class. I think, you know, you look at Clemson, they're the one class right now you're going, wow, look what they're putting together. Every year there seems to be a class like that. Last year there was Illinois and North Carolina. Now, Clemson has had a little bit more recent success on the field, but this class is definitely a step up. And I think anytime you look at a team like a Clemson, putting together a class like this is usually a part that kicks it all off, and I think that's Daquan Bowers. He's kind of the domino that let other recruits know that this class is for real. They're bringing in playmakers. I want to get on board. I want to be a part of it, and that's how guys, Dave, like Dwayne Allen and Antoine McClain jump on board, and all of them, they make what's a good class a great class.
So one of the big names today for sure is Jamie Harper, number 12 in the ESPN 150. He is going to be a Clemson Tiger. And, guys, we send it over to the other studio. We'll talk about James Davis coming back as well. It's a big news in the offseason for Clemson. So they've got C.J. Spiller. They've got James Davis. They've got Jamie Harper. They are loaded at running back in Clemson, South Carolina.
And who knows, from what we've heard from Coach Bowden, maybe Daquan Bowers gets into that mix. He did play tailback in high school. Talk about a load to bring down. He's one of those guys. Kyle Parker, I wouldn't call him a load. He was a smaller quarterback coming out of high school. What does he do to make up for maybe that lack of measurable size that you would like to see?
He's a gunslinger, Lowell. This is a guy that makes all the right throws. He's a tremendous athlete. He's a perfect fit for the spread offense, getting in the shotgun where he can get back and he can see, spread things out, and create some throwing lanes for him. If he was 6'3", coaches would not shy away from him, but a lot of coaches shy away from him because of the lack of ideal height. But Todd Reesing, Chase Daniel, some of the premier signal callers now in college football are the perfect fit for certain schemes, and they don't have to have prototypical height. I think this is one of the biggest steals in all of the 2008 class, because I think he's a difference-maker at quarterback. Clemson fans should be excited to get him.
I think the player that just turns this class is Daquan Bowers.
Oh, yeah.
The defensive, obviously, he's the number one player on your board and the number one pass rusher. But you look at Clemson defensively, they've had these kind of guys. And with Philip Merlin going on to the NFL as a junior, and Gaines Adams losing him a couple years ago to the NFL, a high draft pick as well, all of a sudden they continue that trend. And I think Bowers has a chance to make an immediate impact, and for the next 3 or 4 years could be one of the special playmakers on the defensive line across the country.
And they also have Mark Richt's son coming in, the Georgia head coach. His son will play for
Defected.
Coach Bowden at Clemson. If you're going into the Richt household, give me your recruiting pitch if you're trying to get him away from Georgia.
Well, they know each other. They've been friends. They've been on the staffs together. They worked together with Bobby Bowden in Florida State. They all been there together. So when he walked in there, he probably said, here's the way it's going to be. And Mark Richt didn't have any questions because Tommy Bowden's the kind of guy you want your boy to play for. Now, here's what I'm going to say. The expectation level at Clemson is going up. Yep. Because Clemson's the one team in the ACC that looks to be skyrocketing. With the football season last year, keeping Davis, getting this great recruiting class, expectation level high.